right, guys, more 2021 Goaties, and this time we are talking Team of the Year. We got a lot of teams that we love here in Colorado, but let's just be fully honest. Broncos, Rockies, CSU, CU, not quite in that same tier as the other three teams we're discussing today. Sorry.
Participation trophies, though, for all of them.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, we'll get Nathan McKinnon to bring him some participation trophies. So we are going to...
That's something he would do.
Yeah. That is something he would do. But we did have three really fun, really exciting teams in Denver last year, and that's who we're going to talk about today. So we're going to first start off with my buddy here on my left, AJ. I guess I should run through everyone on this panel, huh?
Sure.
I got AJ here, Jesse, obviously, Adam, and Patrick. So AJ, let's start. Avs win the President's Trophy last year. Are they Team of the Year?
Yep.
Is that just pretty much it?
Yep,
just laid it out?
Not only, I mean, they also sweep the first round against, a team that they keep running into in St. Louis. Like, they have got that recent history, and play styles being what they are, everybody's like, oh, the Avs can't play this certain kind of style that the Blues happen to play, and they did it pretty convincingly. Yeah. So, and like, you win the President's Trophy. Like, there's a banner in Ball Arena now because of their success in the regular season last year. I mean, ultimately, it doesn't end in a championship, but like Nuggets guys will tell you that stuff's hard. It's rare.
Yeah.
That the Avalanche have multiple President's Trophy banners is just a testament to how lucky Avalanche fans have been, not to how easy it is to do it.
Right.
So, because I feel like there's been a lot of dismissing of that they won the President's Trophy last year because they lose in the second round. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you mean it doesn't matter? You finished first in the entire league. In
you want a
in the regular
games.
season, like you had a special group that accomplished something.
Yeah.
Like,
when you have the bad taste in your mouth in playoffs, it's easy to write off a lot of the success and the good feels.
It's ridiculous to watch people like pretend like it just didn't matter.
Right.
Or like, oh, well, the President's Trophy winner doesn't win the Stanley Cup very often, so you don't want to win that.
Yeah.
That's not the correlation. That's like, hold on.
What?
You do want to win games. It's actually pretty
the
cool.
whole point is to try and win as many games as possible, and the Avs did the best job of that last year. You know, in the NHL, it's not winning games, it's points. You know, you accrue the most points. They did that better than anybody, and they had the tiebreak over Vegas at the end, and that was that. And then they win the first round series. You know, it doesn't go well in the second round, obviously, but it didn't go well for anybody else either.
Yeah.
With regards to that's the thing is with regards to voting on who's Team of the Year, the case that the Avs they disappointed in the second round. Yeah. Well, so did the Rapids, so did the Nuggets. So it actually evens the playing field in that
Nuggets,
regard.
I think where the Nuggets case is that by the time they got to the second round.
Right.
It was a disappointment how it happened.
Right.
Obviously,
kind of like the Avs in the bubble.
Like Suns and Four Guys, the thing you
now.
remember from that series because it happened.
Right.
But it's like that they beat Portland with the roster. You know, they effectively ended any hope of the CJ McCollum, Dame Lillard duo.
Yep.
Ever doing anything.
Yeah.
Because Portland made a bunch of changes after that.
They really did, yeah.
And that was kind of like the dagger in that regime was an Austin Rivers, Facu Campazzo backcourt beat them in a playoff series.
The Nuggets story is that their 2020 season, they won Team of the Year last year, and it was a magical season.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The bubble run was magical. It was spectacular. This last one was cursed. It was the opposite of magical. It was magical in all the worst ways. And if you look at it, the season, we'll remember it for beating the Portland Trailblazers for sure. That was a great series. But we'll remember it more for Jamal Murray going down. And then ultimately Michael Porter. If we even continue, 2021 continues the start of this season, of which the Avs have had a very good start. And the Nuggets have had just been they're in purgatory. They're just kind of hanging on directionless. So for me, even I would make the case that I think it's probably the Avs. Although if you made the case for Denver, I think they had some very special moments. And the fact that they had that... It's tough to call it a Cinderella because that series was even. You know, Vegas had it relatively close, but still, to win a first round after losing half your starting lineup is pretty special. But not as special as I think
it was. Kind of Cinderella-ish because Vegas comes into the league, goes straight to the Stanley Cup Finals. They're kind of the darling of the league, They've made the splashy trades.
Right.
They've made the big free agent signings. And then, you had the Avs who were trying to...
Stole the President's Trophy from them last year.
Right. And so there was kind of this little bit of an underdog feel to it that obviously it's a bummer they end up losing. But listening to you talk just then, I feel like the Nuggets are kind of a year behind the Avs, where the year against Calgary was kind of like the Avs' magic year where, they get eliminated, but you still feel good about it in the second round because they're not supposed to be here. And then the expectations have just ramped up, and I feel like that's kind of where the Nuggets were last year. That takes off just a little bit of that shine that you were referring to from 2020.
No question about it. And the Nuggets, I think the part of it about the Nuggets season just lingering in, the thing about a player getting injured, especially in March, is that it affects you the next year too, and that's where Denver is. And so that's why nothing if you ask me, do you have fond memories, more favorable memories of the Nuggets 2021? No. I'd say no. It's mostly sadness.
And because of that and how magical the previous season was, and the fact that if we're talking about team of the year, I mean, it's Nikola Jokic is
the player.
The MVP.
He's the team
and so
here.
you go and subtract him. What kind of team do you have with the pieces that are left over that aren't injured? That's probably where it does tip the scales in the Avs' favor. I
think that's how we win. I'm going to nominate Jokic for team of the year.
Team of the year. Hey, it's not a bad idea.
Jokic brothers.
The three of them. Last team that we want to talk about here, it's a really fun team. I'm excited that we are talking about them here as team of the year. The Colorado Rapids, it was really fun right around Thanksgiving.
Sure.
You really did feel buzz in the city around this team so much more than you normally do.
Right.
They had the expectations. They're the higher seed. They're playing a playoff game on Thanksgiving Day. People were excited to be there.
Right. Another one.
The buzz was there. The TV ratings afterwards ended up being astronomical. For
the city got behind them for sure.
So
that's another underdog team.
Right.
It was Portland's revenge.
Sadly, I do feel though for teams like the Rapids to catch hold, there needs to be a story behind them. There needs to be something cool. And I think the stars sort of aligned in many ways for the Rapids this year. One was playing on Thanksgiving, which we were all bummed because we wanted to do a big party, but of course the bar was closed. So we were bummed. But I think it actually put them in the spotlight of hey, here's a day where people are going to be in front of their TVs. We're watching this. And then they do have a bit of a story behind them. Lowest payroll in the MLS. No all-stars, no star names like this. I know the Rapids fans refer to them as a team of misfits, know? And so for it to have that, and then to have this magical run at the end to get a top seed, it was it really did create a buzz that reached into new avenues of hey, I'm paying attention now. You saw more people
on Twitter, social media talking about them. You heard more people talking about them than really ever.
Every sports league has kind of its Island of Misfits franchise. Where guys just sort of accumulate. And then when it doesn't on paper, it doesn't make sense. You're not looking for it. You're not expecting it. And then all those misfits just work together perfectly.
Yeah.
And then they do something cool like that. It's easy to get behind. It's the easiest group to root for.
The Nuggets' loss, like I said, sent them to purgatory. It didn't really propel to anything. It just kind of happened. I think with the Avs, TBD. I mean, it basically rendered this regular season at least somewhat, not meaningless, but a little bit less where the goal now is so much beyond the regular season and that in large part because of what happened last year. I think with the Rapids, just try to read. I mean, we're obviously just dipping into it. I feel like it actually has propelled them into this year to where there is this bigger buzz and this more excitement around the team.
Everybody wants to see what's next.
Yeah.
What's next?
Is there a next? Is there a reason for me to get attached to it?
Exactly.
Permanently. I mean, it's winning does that to you.
Yep.
When you're successful, and it's just really easy to just be okay, let's do this. Let's ride this wave.
Yeah, I was gonna say for the organization too, feeling that kind of spotlight for the first time has to energize them a bit to lean into that. So I think we got three real fun teams. Come on down to the DNVR bar this Saturday, 7 o'clock. Vote on the Goaties live. You can also vote on Twitter. And we look forward to seeing you guys here this Saturday at 7 o'clock.